What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, your monster, back at it with another video, and today we're doing yet another monthly check for the month of May. But before we get into the video, what's up, guys? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel because number one is absolutely free. Number two, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, just 278 away now. And also maybe help with the YouTube algorithm, recommend it to more people. Maybe they could join the talks. And you feel free to comment your monthly checks down below. And for those who are new to the channel or new to my monthly checks in general, it is where I rank every single movie I've watched for the first time the last month, basically. I'm tired, guys, don't mind me. Both new releases and movies I've never seen before that people have. So, unfortunately, though, I have no movies like that are first-time watches that everybody else has seen that I haven't seen. They're all new releases, which I actually have a pretty decent amount of new releases on here. And some of them you probably are wondering why I didn't put out reviews for, and the reason is because my sister's wedding was this month, so it was very hectic this month, so there's that. But with that being said, guys, and then also after the ranking, we show my overhaul, which is my new stuff that I got in this month, movie related or not movie related. And also after that, we usually do show my new pictures I have on the wall, which unfortunately I do not have any pictures this month. Like I said before, it was a hectic month because my sister's wedding was this month. But anyways, let's kick this list off, and we have a total of 6 movies I watched this month, and coming in at number 6, probably guaranteed to be in my bottom 10 this year, The Strangers Chapter 1. And there's a full review out that came out 2 weeks ago. Be sure to check that one out if you want my more in-depth thoughts. And my past history with the Strangers movies is I've only ever seen the first one, and I think that movie's a little overrated. I think it's okay. I don't overall hate the movie. I think it's okay. But actually, after seeing this one, I think I respect it a little bit more because this movie was bad. It might be watchably bad. I don't know. If you were to ask me to pick this or Madame Web, I'd probably pick to watch this because this one is a little bit more funnier and because of how bad the dialogue is. I mean, the dialogue in here is very terrible. There's one specific line, I'm not going to say it here because spoilers, but there's one specific line in a scene later on in the movie where the human character has a shotgun and the girl character's behind him. That's all I'll say, and yeah, that line cracked me up in the theaters. Also, this movie's rated R, which it does not make sense. Yes, they have some F-bombs in here, but it is not rated R because as horror fans for this movie, you do not get your carnage candy at all because these are all cutaway kills. There's only one kill in here that is, like, gory, but it's not even that gory for an R-rated movie, and it's just, why? It's PG, it's R. You're supposed to show us the carnage candy for our horror fans. Also, acting in here pretty bad. There's moments for the two main characters that they have some moments where they're actually good, but they're not overall amazing in their roles. It's just overall a bad movie. Is it watchably bad? I would say yeah, but this is not a great start to a new trilogy of Strangers movies. That's all I'll say. Coming in at number 5, I have the Garfield movie, and I think this is a lot more better than The Strangers Chapter 1. However, I think this movie's overall okay/fine. Do I like it more than the Bill Murray Garfield movies? I've only seen the first Garfield movie with Bill Murray in it, which I kind of still have a certain soft spot for that and a certain nostalgia for that because I grew up with it. But this one was okay. It's just a kids animated movie. For the targeted audience, it definitely works. But as a movie you're watching on your own when you watch like a whole lot of movies every year, this one was not as impactful, I would say. Chris Pratt as Garfield is fine. Samuel L. Jackson, probably the best part of the movie. I think he's funny as Garfield's dad. Animation I'm mixed on because it feels as if it is a part of a kids cartoon TV show that you would find on Disney Junior or something like that. The humor side, there's some moments of laughs, but most of the humor is kids humor, so potty humor. So that's pretty much it for that. Trying to think of any other things because this is out of the movies I have right now. This is the most recent one I've watched, new releases, and yeah, it's okay. It's fine. All right, coming in at number 4, which I think all these movies are definitely all coming in at number 4. I would say all these movies I would give mostly positive reviews for. And coming in at number 4, I have If, which from the trailers looked like a fun kids movie for and it seemed it was gonna add a sprinkle of some dramaticness to it, which this movie surprisingly made me almost cry, which I haven't almost cried in a theater since Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which it's been a while since it's almost happened to me. And this movie almost did that for me. Performances were great. Kaylee Fleming did amazing in her main character role. Ryan Reynolds did good here. John Krasinski did great as well, as both director and character in this. All the imaginary friends, their looks about them, I think are very unique and distinct. I thought they were all kind of interesting, and I liked that imaginary world they explored. And as for negatives of the movie, I thought that there's a twist later on in the movie that I think was incredibly obvious even from the trailers. That's all I'll say about that. I'm not spoiling anything there. Any more things there, I should say. So that's all I'll say about that. And there's some other things, but I forgot what they were because there were some moments, and it also does feel a little bit too long, but it was good. Coming in at number 3, and I would say from here on up, all these are phenomenal or great, I think. And number 3 and number 2, I think honestly can go back and forth. It depends on rewatch value when I rewatch the movies again and decide if one is over the other. But right now, coming in at number 3, I have Furiosa. I originally was supposed to review this, but again, my sister's wedding, so I ended up just watching it on its own. And for my first ever Mad Max movie, I thought this movie was great. Cinematography was off the charts here. The special effects were great. CGI, sometimes didn't look good, but most of the time I would say the CGI is pretty good in here. The world building in here, phenomenal. I've never watched any, as I said before, I've never watched any of the previous Mad Max movies, but the world building in here was great for that. Chris Hemsworth, probably the best performance I've seen out of him, out of all his movie performances. He was a phenomenal villain in here. Also, Anya Taylor-Joy, even though she has like 36 lines of dialogue for Furiosa herself, she does great in here. Trying to think of any other things. And it's a good revenge tale. And also I did enjoy the aspects when they followed Furiosa as a little kid. As for mixed or negative aspects, they split it into chapters. I don't necessarily know how I feel about that. Probably it'd be negative just because, like, I don't know, I feel as if this movie didn't need that, and it kind of feels as if it's a TV series from that. There's something else, too. That's all Eric really. And there's a relationship Furiosa has with one character I don't know how to feel about. That's mixed. But otherwise, Furiosa was great and definitely gonna be in my top 10 this year, unless if we have amazing movies. Coming in at number 2, I have, well, this is a little spoiler for my overhaul, but The Fall Guy. And The Fall Guy was just a fun time at the movies. It's a crowd pleaser. Ryan Gosling in here did great. I'm so sad that both this and Furiosa, can we talk about it, both bombed at the box office. That was really sad. Emily Blunt does great in here. Her and Ryan Gosling both have good chemistry in here. The action stunts are great. Does a great job of paying homage to stuntmen. A lot of funny moments throughout. Aaron Taylor Johnson plays a funny role in here as well. And overall a good cast too. I really like the cast, and the action set piece is great. And I also enjoyed the story they went with, because I haven't seen a story like this in a little bit, I think. So yeah, it was a great movie, and it's definitely and it's also just a great rom-com movie. If you want to take one of your girlfriends or fellow lovers, if you will, to a movie, Fall Guy, I would definitely suggest is one that you should take them to, and you both will enjoy it. But coming in number 1, and as of right now, this is my favorite movie of the year, and that is going to be Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And I am a huge Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, huge Planet of the Apes fan, especially the Matt Reeves trilogy. The old movies, only the first one's great, but the new movies with Matt Reeves, I love all of them. Dawn especially, that is my 9th favorite movie of all time. I love Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. And when they originally said they were going to do kind of a sequel 300 years later, and War wrapped things up great for Caesar's trilogy, I was going, how can they follow that up? And Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes definitely followed it up well. I loved this movie. I thought this was awesome. This is the only movie, in Dune Part 2, those are the only 2 movies this year I have so far gave an A+ or an A. And the villain in here, Proximus Caesar, actually voiced by Kevin Durant, is a really great villain. Probably I would say my second favorite villain in the Planet of the Apes franchise, right behind Koba. Noah is a great new protagonist to add to this franchise to kind of replace Caesar. Even though Caesar is not in this movie, his presence is definitely felt throughout the movie with his whole entire lore. For new fans, if they haven't watched the Matt Reeves trilogy, I mean, if you haven't watched the Matt Reeves trilogy, what are you doing? But for the people that watch this one and haven't watched the previous movies, they definitely, I can see them getting the lore with the movie quick. Freya Allen does pretty decent here as, I forgot what the character's name was, but she does decent for her role, even though overall you feel mixed about the character throughout the movie. And CGI in here, phenomenal, and cinematography in here, phenomenal as well. So this is supposedly going to be a 9-movie franchise now. Well, this is the 4th movie of the 9-movie franchise now, which I'm down after seeing Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So bring on the next few movies. But with that being said, guys, we are done with the monthly ranking. Now we will move on to my overhaul, which, yeah, like I said, no pictures on the wall this month. It's just, it was a crazy month for me, guys. Alright, but anyways, let's go on to the objects that aren't actually mine. They're mostly actually just my, there's only one object in here that isn't really mine, but I bought it for my mom for Mother's Day, and it is the Steel Magnolias Blu-ray, which originally was supposed to be a 4K, Dad, but this was given to her from me with my money, so, and it was supposed to be 4K, but I got, yeah, anyways, but I've never seen Steel Magnolias, so I can't really comment on it, so. Now we have the objects that are actually mine. We have, let me see here. We have Christopher Robin which is a fun fun movie from 2018 that I think actually not a whole lot of people talk about. I think it's cute enough. Ewan McGregor does great as the older Christopher Robin, and the CGI effects for all Pooh and his friends, I think actually was pretty great in here. So yeah, Christopher Robin, if you haven't seen it, definitely recommend seeing that one, especially if you're a Winnie the Pooh fan. Next up, I have Sound of Freedom, which I have not seen, but I've heard great things, so definitely going to be sure to check that one out soon. The Maze Runner, The Death Cure, great way to end off the Maze Runner trilogy, and has... This made me cry in theaters, too, and all performances were great in here, so, yeah, Maze Runner, The Death Cure, Maze Runner, The Death Cure. And then also we have, oh, I forgot how nice this looked. Hold on, I didn't even look at the back. Hold up. It is Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker on 4K, which I've had for a while. It's just, I decided to have it now, so, in my room. I gotta give it a rewatch, but first time I watched it in theaters, I loved it. I thought it was the best Star Wars movie then. And plus, just take it with a grain of salt. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. Yeah, there's that. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I always thought I was when I was younger, but I never was, unfortunately. But over time, sorry, I got threw off track. But over time, I've started not to like this movie as much. I think it's okay because there's some moments in here I think I like, but there's some moments that make you scratch your head and go, really? Really? That's what's happening? But Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, yeah, it's fine. But it is a cool, slick cover for the actual movie itself there, so... Wow, I didn't mean to throw it on the floor viciously like that. So my aunts came over from Arkansas because sister's wedding, and then they ended up giving me this piece of playing cards. So, yeah, and I don't really play cards much. So, interesting. If I ever get in the mood to play cards, I'll definitely play with this. So, thanks, aunts. Then also, I have no like new releases or anything like that, but we also got this from the Fall Guys. So we got a Fall Guy cup and a Fall Guy popcorn bucket, which you guys saw earlier. Oh, alright. With that being said, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this May 2024 monthly check. I almost forgot what month was last month. If you can tell, I'm a little bit tired with my eyes, you see. But with that being said, guys, there will be more videos tomorrow. It's just today was a busy day because I hanged out with some friends, so that was cool. Shout out to Jackson Ace. And with that being said, guys, see you on the next one, everybody. Peace.